Hello guys, in this After Effects tutorials I want to show you how to create a MagnatesMedia logo style animation like this one. So stick around, let's get started. In this tutorial I'm going to run you through how MagnatesMedia uses Photoshop to split his visual elements into layers, and I'm also going to show you how he positions his visual elements across 3D positions in After Effects, and I'm also going to show you how he uses fake camera movement to create a very unique parallax movement. So first we need to import the logo into Photoshop. Any version of Photoshop will do. Just drag and drop it into the space here. So now let's split these visual elements into layers. So hence our animation is going to be in HD. First we need to change our canvas size to HD. First you need to click on this image on the layer here. You see the key, it is locked, so that we can be able to manipulate our canvas. So just click on it, that is going to unlock the image. Then you go to image, canvas size. Then we're going to enter 1920 by 1080. So simply hit OK. Now we need to start splitting. There are so many tools right here, more than one tool that can actually help you do this. But for the time being, I'm going to use the Magic Wand tool to create my selection. So I'll hold and click here, look at it here, Magic Wand tool. Then I'll first of all try to separate this part of the M. Then just click on it and it is going to highlight. So right click on it and then create layer from copy. This is going to allow you keep the original logo layer. I will select the original layer again and select this bigger M. Then right click again and create layer via copy. So if you look at this right now, these are the major components of the logo. Like the shadow here that you see, we can create that later in After Effects. First of all, I'm going to remove this one layer background here because we can easily add that in After Effects. I'll just select Ctrl X to cut it away. So now I'm left with the circle. You have to make sure you Ctrl S to save. So now in Adobe After Effects, we're going to navigate to where we have our file, drag it into the project manager window. So we're going to set this to composition. Then just leave every other setting as default, then hit OK. This is going to import the file, creating a composition and also a folder. Just double click on the composition that is created. You see all your files are here. So let's fit this to preview. So but there is one thing I would like to do. I would like to recreate some of these things, especially this very particular circle and the shadow. So what we're going to do now is to go to this place, click on the ellipse tool, then create an oval circle like this. But make sure no layer is selected on your timeline while you are doing this. Do not worry about the color yet. So we're going to move it below. You can hit S to just reduce the size to match what you have. So now let's create this shadow right here. So we're going to pick the pen tool right here. So we're going to just roughly pull in. Then we'll start our point here and create the first line right here. So we're going to need to cut out this excess of the shadow. So we're going to just simply use this to mask it out. So the beauty of this program is you can mask it out while still keeping everything visible. That is the new After Effects 2024. So select the shadow, equip the track matte to the circle below it. You see that has masked it out. All you need to do is just to unhide the circle and everything is perfect. So now right click on your timeline, go to new and create a new solid layer. So we're going to name this BG, make comp size and then hit OK. So we're going to add the effect called ramp. So we're going to set the ramp shape to radial. Then we're going to swap the color. So we're going to move it below all the entire composition right here. So we're gonna select the white area to be this yellow for the MagnatesMedia. So we're gonna go in and make it a bit darker so that it will just a little bit different from the main yellow, so that it will not be distracting the logo. Create another new solid layer. Add fractal noise. So on the fractal type, we're going to set it to dynamic. On the noise type, we're going to set it to block. Set the brightness to -65. On the evolution, alt click, then enter this expression time asterisk 200. So we're going to add a tint effect to the layer. Again, set the white to the yellow. For the rectangle mask, so pull back in and mask it out like this. Hit F on your keyboard to reveal the feather and set the feather to 200. It is time now to use one of the MagnatesMedia tricks again, that is using the 3D effect and Z positioning. So now let's select all the layers, including the BG, everything you have created so far, and make them 3D. Change this view to double view. So this one now, make sure it is top view. In case your own is not top view, make it top view from here. So first of all, we're gonna move the BG backward, so pull back in. Simply move it far away back. Then select the second BG that contains the fractal noise, then move it back again. This cycle right here, select it and also move it backward. So select the other top layer, which is this half of this M, and then move it forward instead. Move it toward the camera. Select the BG and scale it up to fit your frame. Do the same thing with the fractal noise. Now select the shape, which is a circle. It is time to arrange it to look like what the logo is originally. So now we have made everything look like the way it is originally. Meanwhile, we have offset this positioning on the Z axis. So the next trick now is to create the fake camera movement without using a camera. So what we're going to do is right click on the timeline, go to new, and then create a new null object. Make sure you make the null object a 3D layer. Then select all of these elements and make them a child of the new null object. So with the null object still selected, hit P on your keyboard to reveal the position property. Move your time indicator to 3 seconds forward in time and create a keyframe. So we're gonna go back at 8 seconds right here and change the value of the keyframe on Z position to 120. That is 1200. You have to move your time indicator back to 0. Then select the null object. On the top view right here, select the Z axis arrow and pull it right toward the camera until everything gone past the view. Yes, so you leave it on the yellow. Select these two first keyframes. Then we're going to hit F9 to ease these two. Then go into the graph editor and make your graph like this. Pull this all the way to 100. Then pull this back in to create this type of graph. So that means it starts with speed and then slows down. So now we are through with the double view. So let's switch back to one view. So if you preview now, this is what you have: a butterly smooth camera movement, yet we did not use any form of camera tool. You can see that that is the basic truth and style of MagnatesMedia's secret of animation. So we're gonna make this look more professional now. So first of all, let's go back in. Let's go back to this spot. So toward the end, we're going to select the fractal noise. hit T on the keyboard, we're gonna have to make it to fade away from here, from 7, hit T, then create a keyframe, then move to about 9, then set the opacity value to 0. That way the fractal noise disappears. So we're gonna go to the cycle now, Ctrl D on the keyboard to duplicate it. So we're gonna set the fill to none and set a stroke color to lighter of that yellow. Then let the stroke thickness be 3. So we're gonna add to this stroke, we're gonna add glow. So just select the glow, Ctrl D on the keyboard to duplicate it. So we're gonna make this second glow radius to 15. So now let's move on. Another secret trick of MagnatesMedia animation is that he uses a lot of assets. So now we're gonna import a particular asset. So drag and drop this very one into your project timeline. That is gonna automatically import it. So we're gonna set the screen value, toggle your timeline and set the mode to screen. Select it now, move it below right on top of the BG on the layer hierarchy. So right click on your timeline, go to new and add a new adjustment layer. So we're gonna duplicate this adjustment layer into 3. Then the first adjustment layer, we're gonna add the optic compensation. So we're gonna come right here, set a keyframe for the field of view and make it 150. Check reverse. Then you move forward to about this point right here, about 2 seconds forward in time, and change the field of view to 0. This is actually optional, but it's going to make your animation look a whole lot better. You see that? So on the next layer, we're going to add the curves effect. So we're going to create an S curve right here to create a color richness. Beautiful. So on the next layer, we're going to add a glow effect. So if you preview everything now, this is what you got. So what I did was to keyframe the glow brightness toward the end so that we can have the full view of the logo. This is the secret of MagnatesMedia animation on logo. However, there are a lot of other secrets packed in his camera movement. So if you want to know how his camera are moving butterly smooth without any glitches on his animation, you can check the next video on the card. So until I see you again on the next one, my name is SSB Otaru for MotionDigit Studios.